Alright, we're live. Need to pull up the chat. Get that sorted. Hopefully everyone's having a good day. I mean, obviously the market's been a bit crazy. Yeah, the market's been insane. We're having a bit of a downward day, which is completely fine. I mean, it's been green all the time, hasn't it? So hopefully everyone's portfolio hasn't been hit too badly. Obviously I'll show you guys mine, and then we'll have a look at Palantir as well, because what a quarter, like insane quarter. Yeah, market is pooping today. Yeah, not having a good time, is it? But yeah, no, I couldn't get over the earnings. Like, Palantir just surprised you all the time. Like, all the time. Okay. Have a look at this. So Rule of 40, Palantir Q2, 94%. Now they just did 114%, and that's obviously put in adjusted operating margin and their year-on-year revenue growth, and you add them together and it comes to 114. It blows every single company out the water. So down 5.6% today. Yeah, I mean, don't worry, I'm down a lot today. It is what it is. I think I've been kind of wanting and asking for this for a while, because there's not been many opportunities in the market to buy at the moment, and we've been getting a lot of companies just going crazy. So what I'll do is I actually need to get a water. I didn't. Hang on 1 minute. Let me get a water. He'll go black. Right, I'm back. Okay, sorry about that. I literally forgot I didn't have a water. I was like, okay, better get in the water. But yeah, I'm assuming everyone's portfolios are down today. I mean, look at mine. I'm down £8,000 a day. So, and that's the ISA account. Market has been corrected for a couple of weeks now on most stocks. I disagree, to be honest, because I don't know, obviously, depending on what stocks you hold, but if you looked at the S&P 500, for example, let's get it up. If you look at the S&P 500, we've been green. Like, we've constantly been going up. So year to date up 16%, but we haven't had any red days, and this is the issue. Obviously, yeah, some small caps have been going down. Like, that's going to happen, and because they've had a crazy run. But yeah, I haven't actually heard Reeves' pre-budget announcement. No. Fubo, I think, is in a really good spot now. Share price, obviously, it's not, but I like Fubo. A lot of people, I keep reiterating that everyone's just constantly attached to share price all the time, and people got to realise you can't get so attached to a share price, because if the fundamentals are going well, you shouldn't be worried. You should care more about the fundamentals than the share price. because eventually the share price will catch up to what it deserves to be. Obviously, a lot of premiums and a lot of multiples have been cut in half. Like, people aren't willing to pay as much for a certain company anymore. We're having a cool-off period. I mean, like, it's gone back, the S&P 500. Like, the last 5 days, yes, we've had a little bit, but that's barely anything. It's just been green and green. We haven't had a correction as such since April. I only started investing last week, but I want to put in some money now while the market is low. If you was in my position, where would you put your money? I'm liking Meta, to be honest. I'm down on Meta, actually. I'm down like 10% on Meta, but that's fine. I'm constantly averaging in. Every time I get paid, I'm going to be putting in more money into Meta, because I think it's a really good price. You got to realise as well, like 43% of the population is using a Meta product, i.e. Instagram, Facebook. Every business is going to be wanting to constantly put more money into their advertising. They're never going to just stop doing the advertising. So they're constantly going to be growing that advertisement business, and there's just no competition. No one can really take that away from them. Essentially what's happened with Meta is people have overreacted with that one tax payment, so their EPS has been absolutely dragged down. But if you ignore that, they'd smashed EPS. So yeah, I'm not worried. I'm taking advantage of it, to be honest. So Meta I've been buying. Obviously you do your own research with it, but yeah, Meta is something I'm buying. Oscar's looking like an interesting buy, possibly. Yeah, I think Grab was really good, because one thing I said in the live stream yesterday that I want to see is I want to see Grab's earnings with the financial segment going up, and it went up a lot. It's gone up a lot. That was one thing obviously I would say, like, the EPS and revenue, like the expectations, it would have been nice if they beat it by quite a bit, but obviously that didn't happen. But yeah, the financial segment I think is really underrated, and I think that could be a massive win for Grab, indeed. So, but anyway, I want to just touch on Palantir quickly. So Palantir, obviously I've said about the Rule of 40, absolutely smashed it, 114%, which is incredible. Meanwhile, you've got other companies just nowhere near. And then they actually ended up doing the top 25 market cap companies globally. And the only company that's holding up with them is Nvidia. Nvidia have got 120%. So they're beating like Meta, Microsoft, and that's why Palantir is trading at the premium they are. So yeah, it's really exciting to see that. But yeah, and if you can see down here as well, Amazon's down here, 27%. But then if you look here as well, the Q3 2025 highlights, US revenue grew 77% year on year and 20% quarter over quarter to 883 million. As well, the big thing for me as well is their margins are incredible and they keep improving them. But anyway, US commercial revenue grew 121% year on year, and US government revenue grew 52% year on year. And the other thing is as well, if you look back at some of my YouTube videos years ago, I kept saying, like, the big thing that I can see with Palantir, because their commercial revenue was so low, and I just saw, like, if this is a company that can save companies money, spot situations or problems before like a human being can, or find patterns, and obviously use that data that they've got all this messy data and simplify it and put these systems in places. I didn't see why, and like all the companies saying really good things about it and wanting to renew with Palantir at the early stages. I was thinking, surely they could just be in most companies in the world and want to have it. And obviously they're now starting to sign up people, and the US commercial business is growing rapidly now. So coming into play now, and they're still right early beginnings. They've still got barely many customers if you really think about it compared to what they could have. And the amount of money they're making from each customer is insane. And they're renewing their contracts and spending even more and wanting more. Yeah, I know. That's the one thing with Meta is obviously Mark Zuckerberg is literally spending so much with the whole AI. But this is where you've got to obviously see, is it going to be working for them in the next few quarters? And I'm confident they will be. I really do think, obviously Mark Zuckerberg does know what he's doing. He's a very smart, clever guy. Their revenue growth have been incredible, to be honest with you, the last few years. So I think the spending is justified and is working. Palantir, I've taken gains from Palantir. I actually took some gains when it was $170. The shares I've got now is just for years and years, decades to come, and then hopefully maybe be able to if they release dividends and have dividends from Palantir, and then have it as like a little passive income. So that's like my plan with Palantir. But yeah, so they closed 204 deals of at least $1 million and 91 deals of at least $5 million and 53 deals of at least $10 million. Oh, cheers, thanks. And then, yeah, if you have a look at this as well, the adjusted free cash flow of $540 million, 46% margin, trailing 12 months, adjusted free cash flow of $2 billion, 51% margin, adjusted operating income of $600 million, 51% margin. So that's the thing as well. If they're going to be growing this rapidly with their revenue growth, like most of the money that they're receiving is going back to their bottom line, which is going to be, it's just insane. So yeah, if Palantir ends up having a pullback of like, and gets to like $120 a share or even $100 a share, I think I'd pick up some shares, to be honest. Before I was going to buy shares at 70, but I think, yeah, I'll start buying shares at 100 because I think 100 is good, even though the PE will still look good, like high, but the rate they're growing, the PE is going to rapidly go down. I mean, their forward PE, from what I last checked, is 250. Their forward PE, which is obviously really high, but you got to remember as well, like Tesla's been trading at a 200 PE, if not for years. And the fact that they can bring the PE from 600 to 250 that quickly within a year because of what the potential earnings they could do, it's hard to buy stocks like this, to be fair, because they just do trade at high premiums, and you can't really compare it to anything because there's not been a software company like this ever. Obviously, it's very controversial on should you be holding the stock, should you be buying the stock because of how overpriced it is. But yeah, obviously the Palantir Nvidia teaming up was interesting as well when Jensen said that on their presentation. But yeah, the commercial revenue is where it's at. I think that they're going to be able to grow that and keep growing it. It's just a case of can they be growing at the rate they're growing at the moment? Because 63% year on year is insane. Yeah, net income now, $475 million in 1 quarter. Look how quickly they've ramped that up. And then the rule of 40, they've just constantly been increasing. If they can, and people don't realise as well, if they can get Europe unlocked and start getting contracts with Europe, because that's dragging the business down, that's a lot of growth coming their way. Yeah, I'll show you the invest account in a minute. Do you have any advice how you can grow? Wait, hang on 1 minute. Okay, I'm back. How do you have... Wait, sorry. Do you have any advice how you can grow your side hustle? Do something that you enjoy. Once you've found something that you enjoy, it could then become a side hustle, or you'll just be able to put more passion into it and constantly want to do that side hustle, and you won't get burnt out as such because you just enjoy it so much. That's always what I've done. Videography, I've always enjoyed that when I was younger, so I went and did videography, and I still do videography, and that's a side hustle alongside my full-time job. I just do freelance as well with the videography, so I make money there. And then obviously the YouTube side of things, like I enjoy doing this. I've been doing this since 2020, 2021. You can look back on my channel, and eventually only this year I've been able to start making money from it, because I mean, I've been able to grow a bit, and it just comes down to just enjoying it. Like, I want to do these live streams. I enjoy doing these live streams and chatting to you. But a lot of people just do it for the money, which is what I don't think is the right thing to do. Yeah, so this is the portfolio. It's going down a lot, but it's a hard one, because some weeks I'm constantly busy, and that's why I won't really live stream much, because I've got a lot of filming. But mainly I work remote, yeah, and do a lot of editing, so I get to do these live streams and then go back to doing the edits, which is really, really nice, which is good to do. I've been tempted to get my own like office space, just so I can actually do more of these live streams and do more YouTube videos, and yeah, provide more value for everyone, because I feel like I'm limited to do content and filming and streaming at home. So that's something I've been looking at, but it's obviously an expense, and I need to find something that's not so expensive. But yeah, no, let me know in the comments below, guys, how much are you guys down today in the portfolio? I mean, I've been hit hard. I'm down 3.7%. But this is what I mean. I hope these live streams and these YouTube videos, because I know this could get worse and a lot worse, and it's horrible to see, even for me. Obviously you don't like to see it, and this is where you start getting the trolls coming out saying, oh, look, told you, the stocks you hold are useless and bad. And it's like, I mean, it's just part of it. Like, obviously it's going to be a lot more volatile what I hold, but at least these stocks are solid stocks I hold. Maybe you could argue some are not so solid, like Oscar is trying to get back to profitability in 2026 and stuff like that. But you got like companies like AMD, SoFi, Palantir, and they're big positions in my portfolio. So, And yeah, Palantir is overvalued. So, I mean, Palantir could go down a lot, but if you're talking the next decade, I'm pretty sure my portfolio will look solid. People just need to zoom out a bit. Okay, let's get into the invest account because that is pretty red as well. The timing of getting into the invest account, it's not been good. But hopefully this shows as well, even if you start buying the tops, the local tops, if you average down, you'll come out of the other side. But yeah, I'm down 8% on Meta and I want to buy more, and I will. Every time I get paid, I'll average in. Honest Stock, they've got earnings today. I'm looking for, no, not today, sorry, tomorrow. I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully we can start seeing a bit of a turnaround, a bit of growth coming in with Honest, because this stock would just turn around and flip quickly. But yeah, no, that's the portfolio. But if we have a look at Grab, because their financial services did well, didn't it, guys? Like, I am happy with that. Are they going to mention? So look, monthly transacting users 48 million, plus 6 million year over year. On demand GMV growth 24% year on year, 20% constant currency. Group adjusted EBITDA $136 million, up 51% year on year. Adjusted free cash flow 283 million, plus $185 million year on year. Deliveries GMV growth 26%. Mobility GMV growth 20%. Financial services growth, oh, it's more than I thought. I thought it was 39. I saw. So 40%. And this is the thing, like we saw with SoFi how much the financials grew. I mean, that's what SoFi is, that is the company. But Grab have got financial services within their company. Don't get me wrong, it's obviously not the same as of SoFi, but yeah, their financial segment is growing, which is really good to see. And that's something I wanted to see when I mentioned in the stream before. Grab has raised their full year 2025 adjusted EBITDA guidance to 490 to 500, which that's good to see. The financial services loan portfolio is projected to exceed $1 billion. Can I get rid of this? I don't know why it's doing that. Let me just see this. Because it's nice and steady seeing this, the growth, do you know what I mean? Obviously we've had this deceleration with the growth, but maybe we'll accelerate again. Oh no, I don't listen to the trolls. I'm not bothered anyway, because I've had it for a few years before, so it's fine. I don't really care. I'm just doing me, documenting everything, showing you everything, being transparent, and it's just something for me as well to look back on, not just for everyone else. Like, it's for me to just go, oh, look where I was here and where I am now, and hopefully that's a good positive thing. Otherwise that would be very depressing when I'm older. Yeah, I want to invest in the S&P 500 for sure, and I will be doing that once I start exiting out of A&D, SoFi, stocks like that. Yeah, hit the like button, guys, if you're enjoying the stream. Is Fubo going up, or are you trolling me? It's green. Fubo is green. We've actually got a green Fubo. Am I seeing this? Is this right? Are we dreaming? Fubo is pumping. No, but yeah, I'm happy with my 2,000 shares of Fubo. To be fair, I actually am. I mean, I've got £2,100 in cash in this ISA. Oscar, I'm constantly eyeing up because I might buy more, but I do want that cash just in case we do get a correction. So, because if we get a correction on the S&P 500, like a proper one, this could get ugly. So, yeah, I'm just chilling out on the sidelines of that money, to be honest with you. Fear and Greed Index, we're on 29. Let me refresh just to double check. Yeah, we're on 29. Very, very, very interesting. Is there any news to have a look at? 1.35 billion Bitcoin crypto liquidations over the past 24 hours. Bitcoin, crypto's fallen massively. Alex Carte blasts Big Short investor Michael Burry as shit crazy for bets against Palantir. Wow. Look at that statement. Wow, I didn't realise that. We could either get another film coming out about his situation if he's right or not. Crazy. Yeah, Uber's earnings were really, really good. Does anyone hold Uber? I don't think Uber reacted well, did it? Yeah, no, Uber didn't. Obviously, you need to look through the investor relations, see if there's any warning signs or even if the call was good or not. But we're starting to recover a little bit from the portfolio. Grab's just not having a good time, is it? Might have to pick up some Grab. Palantir is dropping after amazing earnings, but that was, to be honest with you, expected. It'd be nice to see it just cool off and just settle around a number, like just settle, to be honest. But yeah, the PE is 447, so it used to be 650. It's now 447, and then the forward PE is like, I'm pretty sure like 250. Got Snapchat earnings soon. SoFi is below $30. Palantir I don't want to sell. I've already sold some, sold for a profit. Took some money off the table with Palantir. These 500 shares will hopefully, in years to come, pay me dividends, and I'll be able to, that can be like an income stream for me when I'm older. Be like a little pension, because I'm sure Palantir will eventually pay dividends, just like Meta does, just like Nvidia does. Do you know what I mean? Granted, probably small, maybe small, but with the amount I will have in it, it will still be decent. So, but yeah, we're having a bit of a recovery now in the portfolio. Yeah, Alex, I kind of agree, to be fair. I mean, there was a lot of people in Fubo stock just for merger news, and they obviously just don't want to be a part of Fubo anymore. I mean, I see Fubo as like the Netflix for sport. So anything sport related, you go to Fubo. You want Fubo. So, yeah. And I think their earnings were really like good, decent, to be fair. They're getting closer and closer to becoming profitable just as Fubo alone. But then, isn't Hulu like valued at $27 billion and they got 30% of that company now? How come I didn't choose Nvidia? At the time, I just saw AMD as a better opportunity. It doesn't mean I think or thought they were a better company as such, but it just had a better buying opportunity. Like $80 AMD at the time was criminal, and if people realised and looked into like what the MI 450 chip was going to be like, which was obviously at the time coming out, well, a year or so away at the time, that was like the first time it can start competing with Nvidia. And for companies, it's cheaper to run. So a lot of companies were always going to go and get AMD instead of just constantly just going to Nvidia. Like, I think AMD's got a chance to take a little bit of market share away from Nvidia, and they don't even need to take that much of the market share. Like, Nvidia have got like 95% of the market share. So even if AMD can get like 10-15%, that's a lot of growth. But yeah, and this whole chiplet design that AMD has is a massive advantage. So yeah, I mean, I just think AMD at the time just had a better buying opportunity and a better situation. And now obviously it's changed even more because we've now actually got contracts in place. OpenAI have done a contract, so like that's changed the game massively for AMD. It's changed it massively from my projections. Like, when I did my projections, it's now made their revenues look very small, because if they're saying they're going to have 6 or 8 gigawatts, I can't remember off the top of my head, OpenAI, a gigawatt, let's say, is 10 billion. That's insane amount of revenue added on. So yeah, OpenAI will be spending a lot, and I think we'll start hearing, like, Meta uses AMD. I think we could hear a press release or a contract saying this is how much Meta ended up wanting to get of AMD by how many chips. Yeah, like, I think I've came across, like, I've put a slide down, and I don't know if this is going to be boring for people, but I'll share it anyway. Yeah, so the AMD chiplet design offers efficiency, flexibility, aligning with the economics of large-scale inference across enterprises, healthcare, and robotics. Like, AMD's great when it comes to inference, and if you don't know what inference is, like typing a question into ChatGPT, the model infers the best answer. Uploading a photo to Google Photos, it infers that it contains a dog. So that's why obviously all these companies have to be spending and getting the latest and the new chip. So, I mean, Apple are trying to improve their Siri, aren't they? Apple Intelligence, they're going to start spending a lot of money in inference. So it's everywhere, really. Inference already accounts for 40% of NVIDIA's data center revenue. Yeah, up to 40% more tokens per dollar compared to NVIDIA's B200. AMD's chiplet design supports real-time AI at the edge, powering factories, hospital, vehicles, and finance. Where did I put about... Yeah, this is what I meant by the market share as well. So NVIDIA's just got pretty much the whole market. So even if AMD can scale and expand, So Lisa Su prediction, she said a while back now, sees data center capex being 500 billion in 2028. The misunderstood edge chiplets. AMD's chiplet architecture, the most important hardware innovation in a decade. Why? It lets AMD combine compute like Lego bricks, modular, cheap, customizable, monolithic GPUs, fragile, bloated, inflexible, which is what Nvidia's got. You physically can't keep making monolithic chips larger forever. You'll hit a yield wall and exponential costs. Chiplet bypasses this. AMD can swap out tiles, not wafers. That's agility and atomic scale. This is why chiplets matter. 40% cheaper than monolithic GPUs. Replace a faulty tile, not the whole die. Customize chips per use case. Integrate faster than Nvidia with less capex. Chiplets anti-fragile in hardware. So yeah, AMD have been going with this chiplet design for a very long time, and that could be a competitive edge, and we'll see. I'm just going off the fact let's say they don't really get much market share, but if they get more market share, AMD, then my projections are so wrong. Like, they're going to be so much better. So I'm kind of like being a bear and just being more conservative with it. Yeah. So that's that. So we're recovering now with the portfolio. We were down a lot more than this. Now we've recovered a bit. So let me know in the chat, is your portfolios recovering? But honestly, I appreciate you watching the videos. I really appreciate that. How many stocks am I currently invested in? Well, in the ISA, AMD, Fubo, Grab, Oscar, Palantir, SoFi, Tesla. Snapchat, I don't really count. It's not a massive position. Same with Iron and Nike. They're just some that I'm just interested in. And then obviously I've got Meta and Honest in the invest account. Yeah, AMD, I'm just going to have to play it by ear how things go with what the capex spend is, if their products get better over time in the next few years, see what the orders are like. Just go off the earnings calls and take it quarter by quarter with AMD. I mean, I could be holding AMD till 2030 or 2035, or it depends on how we're going with AI. We're going into a new realm of technology, so it's quite hard to say. Buying wise with AMD, I would just probably buy if we ever see a big drop. I don't know if I'll bother buying at the moment. I'll just leave it. But if we see a massive drop, then I'll buy AMD. Yeah, we're starting to see a recovery. Predictions on Honest. I'm going to do more of a kind of price projections and prediction on Honest soon. I need to see their earnings tomorrow, because I need to see if they are carrying on that trajectory. I can't say that word. Why am I so bad at saying words? It's like, see if they are on the right track to being able to be profitable, become profitable. They're getting closer and closer. So, yeah. But yeah, no, that was a rough. Let's see the investor count. I mean, it's down a lot, so we'll see. I mean, Meta's green. Meta is green today. Honest is down today again. Honest has had a horrible few time in the stock market. This time last year it was like double the size, more than double. It's just been hit hard. Honest has such a small market cap as well. It's got like 70 million as well in cash. It's an interesting one for sure. I've done slides and going off reasons of why I'm interested in Honest. So I will be doing a YouTube video. Adding to my Honest position with this ongoing downtrend as of when seems like a great entry price given the potential. Yeah, no, I agree, to be honest. Great job on the portfolio, bro. Noticed a lot of your picks are similar to Jeremy's from Financial Education. Do you watch him too? Yeah, no, I do watch Jeremy. I used to watch him a lot more than I do now. I haven't really watched him much the last few months, but yeah, I've got some stocks for sure. AMD, I got put on. I kind of watched his videos and I liked what he was saying about AMD. And I got into AMD after doing more research myself, and I'm still doing research on it. Same with Fubo, to be honest. It's having a good day today, Fubo. But all the other stocks, I've got. Obviously, he had Palantir, but I had Palantir before he had Palantir, for example. Same with SoFi. So it's obviously a lot of people have the same sort of stocks because they realise this is a great opportunity. We're surrounded by so many people in the space that are finding the best opportunity in the market, and obviously you're going to overlap and have similar stuff. But yeah, no, 100% I watch him. He's a very knowledgeable, smart guy. I know he's very controversial of what he might say and how he promotes the wealth group and all that lot, but at the end of the day, he does know what he is talking about in some aspects, and he makes some good points sometimes. You just can't go off everything he's saying and believe everything he says. So, as he also gets stocks wrong, but it's always good to get opinions and people's aspects of what they think of a certain stock. But yeah. I think Meta and Honest are the only ones I'm interested in just adding at the moment, to be honest. Yeah, I think Grab's earnings were great. I mean, actually, I wouldn't say great in the sense of they didn't. The EPS wasn't. I mean, they matched it. They didn't beat their revenue expectations, which obviously isn't amazing, but it was literally just fall short. But the thing I was really interested to see is the financial segment, and they've gone up 40%. They're growing at 40%. So, and we all know there's a lot of money in the financial sector, and SoFi is smashing it. But it's a huge TAM, the financial sector, and it's the fact that they've got that in their app as well as the deliveries and the Uber drivers, the Grab drivers. They've got so many different segments, and they're all going to become very profitable segments, to be honest. So yeah, Grab looks good. It does look good. It's just they're not blowing it out of the park growth wise when it comes to their overall revenue and the expectations that they have, and then the EPS is pretty much 1 cent each quarter. It's nothing crazy, but when they start having a bit of an explosion in their EPS, the stock price will react. So I need to have a proper deep dive into Grab though. I haven't actually had a chance, to be honest, because last night I was playing football, and then wanted to have a look at Palantir's earnings and have a proper look, and then today I've been obviously working, so it's just been hard to kind of have a look. But the market is starting to recover now, to be honest, because I was down at one point. It was 200,000, now it's 206. And that's actually on live stream as well. I've captured this on live stream, going from 200,000 to 206 as we've been just streaming. But yeah, I'm going to have a look at some of the smaller caps, because this is what I was mentioning. Like, if you have a look at... So Ondus is recovering. That's interesting, because a lot of the smaller caps have been struggling, like ASTS. Okay, that's kind of still down. What's another small cap? I can't think of the name. I can't think of it, but it's interesting. The smaller caps are starting to recover now. I haven't actually looked at the Shopify earnings, so I'll check that out. I'll check that out for sure. But yeah, no. It's been a bit of a red day, but that's fine. I mean, it seems like we're recovering a little bit, so yeah. Anyway, guys, I'm going to head off now on stream. I've got to get back to doing some work. So hit the like button, subscribe if you are new to the stream. But yeah, I appreciate every single one of you staying to watch. And yeah, we'll see how the market goes.